Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. If you haven't subscribed yet, please don't forget to do so. It really means the world to me. Before I go any further, I wanted to share with you another code from LUISAVIAROMA, Shop My 20. It is valid on a selection of full-priced items, and I will leave the landing page and all the other information down below. The code works worldwide, excluding France and Italy, and it expires on February 17. With this being said, if you are like me, and if you are into your luxury shopping or consuming luxury content online, you have probably increasingly noticed that everything starts looking the same. I spend a lot of time scrolling on websites such as Farfetch and MyTheresa, and increasingly I notice that items from different luxury brands and different designers just kind of look the same. I will give you some examples throughout this video, especially when it comes to handbags. But my overarching question and concern, I guess, is why are we experiencing such a loss of uniqueness when it comes to the creations of popular luxury labels? So in this video, I want to give some examples of items that are just a bit too similar. I also want to discuss the reasons why everything kind of increasingly looks the same. And in case you are looking for items that are still different, that still have a high percentage or a high level of individuality, I'm also going to offer some solutions at the end. All of this is my opinion only, of course. So if you disagree, please share in the comments down below. Also, if you have your own take on this issue, do share your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a conversation about this. And by the way, my name is Lisa, and I'm your guide to savvy luxury shopping no matter where in the world you are. Subscribe to my channel to learn more about strategic luxury shopping with the emphasis on quality and timelessness of your items. Now let's get started with the examples, and let's look at the Letacle bag from Alaya. The bag itself first appeared in the Spring-Summer 2024 collection and became quite popular. Even though this is an East-West style, I think the bag is quite unique and it represented a departure from many handbag styles that were available at the time from Alaya and other brands. Now, let's fast forward 1 year. And in spring of 2025, we have at least two other design houses producing very similar bags. So there is the Simona bag from Kate, which I mentioned in my videos previously, and it is a good alternative to Alaya Letacle bag, but very similar. Then there is also Magda Buttrum Brigitte Trapeze shoulder bag. What makes this bag a bit different is the presence of a rose, which is a signature detail to the brand, but otherwise it is very much reminiscent of the Elias Letacle bag. And I think recognizing just how well the Letacle bag performed, Alaya itself produced at least 3 more iterations of the bag, including the clutch and the tote version. I will put some pictures up here. Another example featuring East-West bags, but of a different style, are the similarities between these 3 versions. So first, we have the Ferragamo East-West leather tote bag, which looks very similar to the Demelier New York small leather bag, which is also very similar to Alaya New Mina 32 bag, which has almost the same shape as the other 2 bags, but is executed in this signature Alaya perforated leather. All right, perhaps we can argue that the East-West bag style is just a very popular bag style, and therefore there are quite a few different designers who are producing bags that are similar in nature. And maybe we could say that the only similarity here is the style itself, these East-West bag proportions. So let's look at a different example. So we have this Bindle bag from the Row. I'm actually not sure how old this bag is. I think it was first released in 2016, but I noticed this bag in the fall of 2024. And at that time, I also featured this bag in one of my videos because I thought that it was a very good buy when it comes to the price point of the bag. This season, the Row issued another version of this Bindle tote bag. This time it appeared in suede. And if you just take a look at the bag, it kind of, looks a little bit different and a little bit unique. And I actually have nothing against this bag. I think it is a very interesting option, and I like how understated the raw bags are, and this bag specifically. However, if I look in my closet, I actually have this very, very, very old fabric bag from MM6. I believe it is called the Japanese tote bag, and MM6 by Maison Margiela has been producing these bags for decades, I think. This is one of their signature designs, and they make it in canvas, in fabric, in leather, and all kinds of other materials. And basically, it occurred to me that the raw Bindle bag is the exact copy, more or less, of this design from MM6. Okay, maybe that's a very specific example, so let's look further. Let's look at this Prada buckle bag. I think it was first released in spring-summer 2024, but it feels like maybe earlier than that. In any case, this bag features a distinct leather belt design at the top of the bag. After the original version, Prada also released an East-West version of this bag. And I feel that after seeing this leather belt detail on the bag, which I think was pioneered by Prada, there are other big brands that now feature the same detail. Let's look at the Voyou bag from Givenchy, for example. There are several iterations of this bag, and especially if you look at the tote versions, they really remind me of the Prada bag, but kind of like a simple version of the Prada buckle bag. There is also the leather bucket bag from Totem with a belt detail on top as well. And another version here is this Hudson leather bag from De Melier, also with a belt, and it is the extra leather strap detail at the top, which kind of functions as a belt. We also have the diamond belted top handle bag from Jimmy Choo. The belt on this bag is very, very, very thin, but the bag literally has a reference to a belt in the name. And as far as I understand, the bag is new. So I think Prada was here first, it seems, with this entire idea of a belt on a bag. Oh, and let's not forget about this version from Miu Miu, the adventure leather bag, that also comes in so many different iterations. Okay, sometimes it is difficult to really tell which designer was the first one to launch a certain type of bag. But there is one case I wanted to point out that is perhaps exceptionally clear, at least to me. Many years ago, I used to buy bags from Stella McCartney, a lot. And I always just had a feeling that aside from Falabella, Stella McCartney really didn't make that many bags. At some point, they launched their bags with the perforated Stella McCartney logo, but that's about it. To my surprise, though, now Stella McCartney makes these mini Falabella top handle bags that look exactly like vanity bags from so many other brands. The only difference being that Stella McCartney has never done bags like this before. But now it does. The exact same version of a vanity bag as in any other brand. Except with Stella McCartney, these are not made out of leather. Okay, next, let's look at the Speedy and Boston bag silhouettes. So, the Speedy bag, especially as we popularly know it today, is famously associated with Louis Vuitton. The Speedy was originally introduced in 1930 as a travel case called the Express, and it was part of Louis Vuitton's luggage line. It was created to be a smaller, more practical version of their Keepall bag. The style eventually became known as the Speedy and is now one of the most iconic bags emblematic of the Louis Vuitton brand. The Boston bag, on the other hand, is characterized by its round shape and dome-like structure and has been adopted by numerous brands over the years. However, one of the most iconic early adopters of this style was Gucci. Their version of the Boston bag became famous in the 1960s and is still recognized as a classic Gucci silhouette. But now, beyond these iconic bags, it feels like many brands are adopting this Boston or Speedy bag shape to maximize on its popularity. So we have the Dior Groove 20 bag, which appeared in the fall winter of 2024, I think, for the first time. It feels like such a different bag for the Dior aesthetic, so I cannot help but think that this is a copy of similar successful styles from other brands. Then there is the Boston bag from Celine. It also comes in leather and canvas, and there are several different versions of it. The Gucci GG Super Mini Top Handle bag, which I also featured previously, also feels like an iteration of Speedy 20 because it has that size and cuteness factor. And lastly, if I decide to single out some brands specifically, things become even more concerning. Let's look at Coach, for example. This Originals Hamptons bag really looks like a Jackie bag from Gucci. The only original part here is the word in the name of the bag. Plus, the cherries just really make me think of the ongoing Louis Vuitton and Takashi Murakami collaboration. This Coach Empire 35 bag looks terribly similar to the Raw India bag, but costs about 1/10 of the price of the Raw bag. Otherwise, it gives out very, very, very similar vibes. There is also this Coach Joni crystal bag, and that just makes me think of a small Fendigraphy bag from Fendi. Or, if we are really into the crystals, this Coach bag looks like the silver version of Jimmy Choo's Cali bag. In sum, I hope you get my point, and I hope I showed enough examples, at least from the handbag world, of how designer items are starting to look increasingly similar across the board. So now let's talk about why this similarity among bag designs is such a common phenomenon. Well, first of all, I think designers are capitalizing on items and the designs that actually sell, and they are doing both. They are looking at their own designs and maximizing the production of the designs that sell, offering updated versions of their own popular designs. But they are also looking at other luxury designers and, well, let's say it, perhaps copying some of the more popular design ideas that they see are trending from other luxury brands and designers. At the end of the day, luxury fashion is still a numbers game. And ultimately, all of these luxury brands just want to increase their sales. They perhaps know that they have loyal customers who would buy a trending design with the logo of the brand that they are used to shopping from. Therefore, design houses take on trendy luxury items from other brands and put their own logo on them to ensure that their own clientele stays with their luxury design house and purchases a trendy item from them as opposed to their competitors. Secondly, I think in some way luxury design houses are actually responding to their customer demands. Given that with the popularity of social media, some items become more trendy than others, luxury design houses prefer to produce trendy items because they are the items that sell. Perhaps increasingly, the customer base actually wants the same stuff. We all want to buy handbags that are trendy handbags, that are recognizable, and handbags that have the recognizable and up to date shape and details. And perhaps, according to our demands, luxury design houses actually give us what we want. They give us bags that look the same. They give us the East West design, which has been trending for a couple of years now. They give us the Speedy or the Boston bag design, which is so classic and so desired. They give us tote bags with the same details because all of us are starting to incorporate those details into our wardrobe once those details become popular and seen online. And thirdly, I think within this, we are also observing a very prominent sub trend. We are seeing mid range brands that are popular and well known who are offering popular luxury bag designs with high quality but a lower price. I singled out Coach in my examples, but I think this is also true of brands like Demelier and maybe to some extent Totem and so on. These are good mid range brands and they do offer some unique designs, but they are also very attuned to what is trending in the luxury fashion world, and they are committed to offering those trends to their customers for a lower price. Well, at the end of the video, I also promised to offer some solutions. But personally, I really think that you only need a solution if you actually think that this is a problem. I think that for a lot of people and a lot of consumers, this doesn't really constitute a problem that needs a solution. Ultimately, people like to follow trends, and there is nothing wrong with that. And I think it is always possible to find a ton of similarities in items that are popular and are trendy. So I think it is only when people are looking for uniqueness and originality that they would actually find this notion of sameness to be a problem. And in that case, I think the solution is obvious. It is always possible to look for and discover niche brands or smaller brands that are not being pushed through social media, but still offer interesting designs that are up to date, but are not carbon copies from other luxury and mid range brands. Some examples that come to mind immediately, at least for me, are Maison Margiela. I talk about this brand a lot. Bulgari, Cartier, Dries Van Noten, Brunello Cucinelli, Loro Piana, Valextra, although I do find many of their designs reminiscent of other luxury labels. We also have London Launer, and these are just thinking in terms of designer bags. I actually want to make a separate video about the less known luxury bags, so subscribe if you do not want to miss that video. But what I'm trying to say here is that for every bag that is similar to another bag available in the luxury fashion world, there is still a unique bag out there that has not been discovered and has not been copied. Anyway, that's it for me today. Do you agree with my observations? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. And before you go, check out this video next. In this video, I'm talking about 10 designer bags I am glad I did not buy. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Take care and bye-bye.